What's up? Back again. Part of the final video today. We gonna go right into it. NFL's Mount Rushmore. Now, the NFL is really hard to put a Mount Rushmore. I can't because there's so many players. There's way more players in the NFL than there is the NBA. So to take certain players from the NFL, that's a really difficult one. I think for the NFL's Mount Rushmore, I think that you have to have a Mount Rushmore, a top 4 Mount Rushmore QBs all time, running backs all time, and then your defensive players. I mean, that's how hard it is because you can't just single out 4 players out of the whole history of the NFL. It's easier for the NBA because there's only 5 positions. In the NFL, you got like 12 guys on the field, 55 on the roster. So it's hard. It's way harder to pick a Mount Rushmore. So as of right now, I'm getting the QBs. I'm gonna get into QB's Mount Rushmore on the NFL. Number 1, gotta go with Joe Montana. Big guy Joe. Smoking Joe Montana. Number 2. Surprisingly, I'm going to go with Tom Brady. Tom Brady hasn't won a Super Bowl in 9 years, 10 years. I know that. But the way Tom Brady is able to lead an offense and make people better. I mean, Tom Brady wins 15 games or 11 to 15 games a season, and he has wide receivers like Edelman. I don't even know who that is. I mean, he takes nobodies and win games. Tom Brady he's good. He also has a couple MVPs. He has championships. He has Pro Bowls. Can't discredit what the man hasn't done. He averages 10, 11 wins for the past 9 seasons, even though he hasn't made the what do you call it? The Super. I mean, he's made the Super Bowl, but he's lost. But he played a good Giants team. The Giants have, I think, the number 1 or 2 defense both times. And they had Michael Strahans and Justin Tucks, Justin Pierre-Pauls. They had a great front line to sack him. So, I mean, I got Tom Brady. Second for QBs, I got Tom Brady. For third, Steve Young. Steve Young. I was going to put Dan Marino, but I think I got Dan Marino 5th. But as a third, I got Steve Young, 49ers, Jerry Rice connection, authentic. 4th, and finally, my favorite player of all time in the NFL, still is, Peyton Manning. And I know you guys are probably saying, what the hell? You got Peyton Manning on QB Mount Rushmore of NFL history and he just lost 2 Super Bowls? Okay. Every time Peyton Manning has went to the Super Bowl and lost, he's had an average defense. He's a great offensive player. Average defense who went against an elite defense. The Saints, when he played them, I think it was 2011, 2012, at the time, the Saints were an elite defense. They only gave up 13 points a game. League of Boom, Seattle, the Super Bowl that just passed, an elite defense. The Bears that he went against, they had a elite defense, but they didn't have that quarterback. I think they played. I think it was Kyle Orton. It was basically Peyton Manning versus Kyle Orton. As long as Peyton Manning outdueled Kyle Orton, Colts were gonna win. And the Colts had an average defense that year. They had Dwight Freeney, Bob Sanders, Mathis. They had a good defense, a stable defense to stop the ball. So it's not always Peyton Manning's fault of he doesn't have a Super Bowl. It's not just a one-man game. Because if he wins it, then you guys are going to be like, oh, it's all Peyton Manning. And then he lose it, oh, it's all Peyton Manning. No, because the Bronco defense didn't show up either. Russell Wilson didn't throw an interception. I think he went like 15 for 22, had 2 touchdowns, 286 yards. So it's not just Peyton Manning's fault. The defense didn't show up either. I got Peyton Manning. He's a 5-time NFL MVP. That's an individual accolade. You can't top that. You can't discredit that. And he has a Super Bowl. Super Bowls are hard to come by in the NFL. It's not like winning championships in the NBA where you can repeat. It's very hard to repeat. I think the last team to repeat was the New England Patriots. And that was back in 2003, 2002. You can't repeat in the NFL. I mean, it's very hard. It's not like the NBA. It's not the Lakers. Not the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Not the Heat. Not the Spurs. So it's very hard to repeat in the NFL. You only get one chance in the playoffs. One and done. You're it. It's not like you're going 7 games or, you know, best of 5 games. You got to take that into consideration too. Peyton Manning also he's tied for, I think, the most comeback wins since the merger of the NFL. I think he has like 10. And I think the way Peyton Manning just plays the game, his signals, his play calling, the way he audibles the offensive line, sometimes it's not all about your stats. It's about the way you play the game. And I watch Peyton Manning a lot. He's my favorite NFL player. So I think the way he plays the game, his composure, just you know, he never gives up. Peyton Manning is on my NFL of QB Mount Rushmore. It's all arguable. Everybody has their decisions. Everybody has their opinions. But I got Montana, Young, Brady, and Manning. Now, running backs. Running backs. This is a good one. This is not in any particular order. I'm going to just shout out the names. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith. Great running backs. All great running backs. Changed the game. Defensive players. This is where it gets hard. 2 off the bat. Lawrence Taylor and Deion Sanders. Automatic in there. No discussion. Prime time. Deion Sanders and Lawrence Taylor are already in there. And, man, let me see. Defensive players are really hard. Actually, you know what? The last 2 spots are open for you guys to put in. Because really, there's been a lot of great players. I mean, great players from Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. You know, can go on and on. But y'all let me know what y'all think. As for the first 2, I got Deion Sanders and Lawrence Taylor. So let me know what y'all think about y'all NFL's Mount Rushmore. And comment back, let me know what y'all think. A lot of discussions, a lot of comments. And go ahead and share this video, get it out there, see what everybody thinks.